Okay, hello. I am Douglas Truth, and this is everything I know. So, I have been working on this canvas for a while. It's a scene set in roughly what is kind of based on the kitchen in Indianapolis, where I spent much of my childhood doing homework at the kitchen table. I had a fort that was built out here on top of a shed. It was very cool. We had a milk machine. This is a source of endless amazement to my friends when I tell them about our milk machine that was just like they have in restaurants. It held 9 gallons of very high-fat, fresh, whole milk, and we just drank it all the time. I didn't drink water or soda pop. I drank milk. And then I started drinking tea. I remember powdered tea I thought was just great stuff. I'd drink it with a lot of sugar, and Lipton's hot with milk and sugar. So I got on the caffeine train really early, like long before I drove or anything like that. I was drinking really strong, sweet Lipton's tea. And, nobody seemed to think anything of it, or maybe I didn't show that to people. I don't know. Lifelong speed freak, you might say. So I'm putting some flowers on the table. There are probably never flowers like this on the table. That's a real extravagance to the Calvinists like we were back then. I'm going to talk a lot more about that stuff. Maybe like a whole paragraph. In my show, Everything I Know, a True Story. That's all about me and stuff that happened and what I thought about it, stuff like that. And so I'm going to start working on that. But today, I haven't been doing many of these videos because I have in and out of kind of that. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all, because I'm not. It's just that at least I think everybody has their own artistic, creative arc or spiral, or like a repetitive pattern. Not one that's like repetitive in the sense of always staying in the same place, going back and forth, but a repetitive pattern that can allow for constant improvement, except you just have the same like energetic approaches to projects or your own psychology, stuff like that. So some people go up and down, right? And so the ups and downs are different, but the wave pattern is still there. And part of that wave pattern for me is not knowing where I am and going more or less into a panic about that. Sometimes it's just fine, and that can be a very mellow, high state. But you can't contrive it. You can't decide, as far as I know, as far as my experience says, you can't decide to feel different. The only thing you can do is decide to feel things, and then there's a gradual. That's really like the first thing to do, I think. I think that's the first. I mean, there's so many things to do, directions to go. If you want to work on your soul, or be a better person, or be happier, which can all be basically the same thing, I suppose. There's millions of approaches, but I think the first thing to do, or it certainly can't hurt if it is just to get with how you feel about things deeply, not on the surface, but deeper, and just be there with them. It's like, this is really trite stuff. at least here in Nevada, silly, as Utah Phillips used to call this town. But it doesn't make it not true. It's like our heads, I think I've said this over and over, our minds, so it can lead us astray, definitely, because they've got this single-minded function, which doesn't have anything to do with making us wiser or happier at all. That we have to kind of force the issue there. Whoever, and this is all begging in a question, or the question is begging to be asked, or I'm avoiding it or something, but the question is like, well, who is that we're talking about? Who is that? That scene from The Last Wave where the old Aboriginal in some slum in Perth or Sydney is asking Richard Chamberlain, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? I think that's like a good way to begin the day. Look in the mirror with a sense of mounting panic, but I think you might get used to it after many, many years.